Thank you for tuning in tonight. We're bringing you Silence is Not Always Golden, brought by T25CL Entertainment, featuring Joy Elan and myself, your host, Bri Blue.
I'm a gold digger. I want the best and I go for the best. If I was alive in 1849, I would have been one of the ladies in the gold rush. Don't get it twisted. I'm not talking about going after some rich man's money because I'm going to make my own. If anything, I gotta watch out for them guys that want me to take care of them. I met some of those. They never thought I'd be someone in the future. Then when they saw the degrees in the Mercedes, they want to talk to me? It doesn't work like that. I'm changing the negative connotation of gold digger. I'm on a mission. I'm unstoppable. You would love me if you only knew I was about making money. I just don't flaunt it. Show me where to go and I'll start digging until I get something. Even then, I wouldn't stop because there's plenty more to get and share. If I'm on a mission to build an empire, I have to be the best. Bronze and silver never gets attention, only the gold medalist. I'm from the golden state and live the golden life. I'm the golden lioness. Naturally have gold in my hair and my skin is golden. My destiny was planned for me since before I was born. I've been a fighter since birth. I've been fighting for mine in a mental aspect. I train to be the best and I am the best. I push until I'm satisfied with how far I've come, and then I get that rush, the gold rush. I can say that I was royalty and this to it be true. 'Cause I live on the west side, baby, and I roll for you. I can say that I was one of the baddest ladies in this game. So if you wanna ride or die, then don't forget my name. This next piece I'm gonna do is called Institutional Freedom. I'm a prisoner of an institution, not the prison system, but institution of higher learning. They got me tied down and bound, I can't be free. They keep coming after me financially. Even with the degrees, jobs and businesses don't take me seriously. They look at my resume and toss it to the side. You could have sworn that they thought I went to San Quentin or some penitentiary. Instead, they saw two rival prestigious universities and they asked me, who do you represent? I didn't go to them school for the sports. You act like I'm in a game and I have to claim turf. I probably wear my school shirts, but I might as well be wearing prison identification numbers. In actuality, I'm in the same boat as the person that went to prison. They're picked in before me because they can pay them way less. How does I'm competing for the same jobs with ex-cons and I was told my education is the key? Key to what? Being treated like I did something wrong? Yes, I peep out at the bottom 1% of some schools. Only 20 to 50 of us graduating out of a couple of thousand. Now these jobs looking at me like I didn't earn my papers, like the schools were doing me a favor letting me graduate. They're working together to keep me tied down and bound. That's what they are, institutions, keeping me a prisoner in another form. They don't have control over my mind. I'm Andy Dufresne, slowly chipping away at the wall. If it takes me 5, 10, 20 years to get out, so be it. They don't know that I have a plan, not to be a prisoner of a company. Nobody's going to be telling me when to eat, sleep, work, and they keep paying for me from prison to prison until I'm old enough to collect Social Security, and all that hard work was just a waste of my life. When I'm out, I'm going to be so long gone and chilling with so much paper, I'm young enough to break free and do as I please.
Thank you for tuning in tonight to Silence is Not Always Golden. We have with us our guest for the evening, which is Ms. Joy Elan, author, entrepreneur. Welcome, Joy. How are you this evening?
I'm good. How are you, Ms. Bri?
I'm doing wonderfully. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm from Oakland and Berkeley, California, born and raised. I have a hearing loss. I was born with a disability. I lost my hearing at birth because I had an umbilical cord wrapped around my neck. And at an early age, my mom refused to let my disability stop me from overcoming whatever I wanted to do. So my mom, who was a single parent, she raised me, and I told her at an early age, I said, I want to go to UC Berkeley. And she was like, look, you want to go there? You're black, you're female, and you're disabled. You got to work 3 times harder than the next person.
Right.
So you want to go to UC Berkeley, you're going to have to earn your way in there. And so growing up, I went to schools in Oakland. When I got in 4th grade, my mom said, I'm tired of Oakland School District. You got to go because they're not trying to educate you or they're not meeting your educational needs, especially my disabled needs. So we moved to Berkeley, graduated from Berkeley High, went to UC Berkeley, and, I majored in African American Studies. And I went to UC Berkeley in 3 years, in and out in 3 years. I was not playing.
Nice.
I wanted to set that bar high. So
Nice.
I just, growing up, I said, well, I want to be a teacher. And then went to Stanford University, got my master's in education.
ahead.
And I've been working with City of Oakland Youth. And now I'm a teacher at Elan College, teaching English in the Deaf Studies Department. So.
Well, congratulations are in order. It is not too often we see young black professional women, teachers, artists as well. I commend you.
Thank you.
I'm a UC Berkeley grad myself, so I
That's
love
right.
the fact that you credit so much of what you've done there.
Yeah.
Did you start your writing while you were in college, or was it before?
I've always loved English. That's my favorite subject. I've always loved to read and write since I was a little kid. So I used to have stories in my head, and I used to write little short stories. You know how we do. We're gonna become an author. We're gonna write little books. And I remember my first little book. My mom still has it. In 5th grade, we had to write a story about a character transitioning into an object. And mine, because I love sunset, it was me turning into a sunset. And I named it Junset because I'm a joy. So I was like, oh, it's going to be a J, so it's going to be called Junset. So I made my first little book, and I just always loved to write. And even in college, I love writing essays. I don't know who would like to write essays.
You were probably one of a kind.
Yes, I was. But when it's a subject that you're passionate about, you're going to want to write it. And I just always just loved writing.
Now, how did that transition into poetry for you?
So, I love music. Poetry is like music, it just doesn't have an instrument, right? So, I used to just, something come to me, I'll just write it out. That was my therapy. I don't have money to go see a therapist. I'm going to get some pen and paper. That is the cheapest form of therapy you can have.
Right.
Oh, you got a piece of paper? Okay, cool. Can I borrow that pen right quick? And just write it out. And I used to just write. I was part of a Tina Marie group with fans, and we used to be inspired by a Tina Marie song, so we would just write on this little form. And so I would just hear a little catchy tune she was saying, and then I'll go and write something. It may not be related to a song, but it just it gets you going.
Right, kind of like a prompt.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And then my poems, sometimes I go back and I be like, wow, I wrote this? What was I on? What? And I don't do drugs or anything, but it's just like sometimes when you go back and you look at your stuff, it's just sometimes you'll just be in that zone and you just throw it out. And then you leave it alone, and then you go back and you're like, wow.
I got through this.
Yes.
Right.
And so poetry is just like my outlet. It's just my way to express what I'm thinking. Instead of going around all bottled and up and angry, put it out on paper. And once it's out, it's out. It's done with it. This next poem I'm going to do is called Silently Outnumbered. For those of you that don't know me, I'm really a nice person. It's just my kindness is mistaken as a weakness when it's actually my strength. Look at me. Without my hearing aids, I look like you, right? You wouldn't notice there was something wrong with me, but that's the thing. There isn't anything wrong with me. You treat me like I'm dumb. I smile to set out to prove you wrong. You're curious how it's so productive, and because you can't get past the fact that I'm smarter than you think, you yell at me and try to find my fault. You want to shame me and tell other people how useless I am. When you walk into the room with your little cocky attitude, you're stunned because I got backup. You're one-man gangster, I'm the mafia. You brought a cap gun to a gunfight. You're shaking in your boots while I politely smile and silently say, checkmate. You thought you could ambush me, instead I ambushed you. You were trying to throw me under the bus, but you didn't know I knew the bus driver. You should have paid attention to my resume. I graduated from 2 prestigious universities because I earned it. I watched enough Law and Order to know my rights, put my hand in the air, and I have the right to remain silent. I have the right to remain silent because anything I say can and will be used against you. No, that wasn't gang signs. My hands were in the air and I remained silent. I just communicated in another way and I said I'm sick of this bullshit. You're intimidated by me and think I take your job. You can relax. I don't want your punk ass job. I see that I'm more effective and productive than management. I'm not even getting paid nearly where you are, but I get a whole lot more done in a timely manner. Are you serious? Are you really serious? You talk about loyalty. I believe in loyalty, but that comes after you've proven yourself. Honestly, I don't owe you shit, and I don't have any reason to be loyal to you. If I can't kiss my own ass, then why would I kiss yours? I'm looking out for number one. I'm not falling for anything. I will stand up for myself. While everyone is running in circles around you, timid and panicking, in the midst of the chaos, I'm always standing alone, rolling my eyes with my mouth wide open, ready to be fed. And if that makes me an easy target, then have at it. Because you don't know that I have sharpshooters ready to take you out if you even think about fucking with me. Do you really think I'm dumb? Don't challenge me because I won't back down. I've known about this game for a long time and I've studied the rules. You thought you could beat me, and I don't give a shit what you think about me. You learn the hard way. Don't fuck with me, and don't ever insult my intelligence.
Well, now I hear a lot of people talk about the difference between poetry and spoken word, and I see you've been able to make the transition into becoming a spoken word artist as well. What would you say inspired you or motivated you to take that step?
Oh, my first book, Signs of Life, Past, Present, and Future. Mm-hmm. I was like...
That's this one, correct?
That's this book, yes.
This one. In case anybody wants to get this book, this is Joy Elan's first book.
Yes, 2 years ago. And I wrote my book, and I said, well, I have a poetry book there, poetry open mic. So then I said, okay, I got to go to open mic. So then being there, and then, of course, I'm sorry, I got to put it out there, but yes, I saw you on Virtues and Flow. I'm like, I know her. We went to college together. And, I mean, my poem from the book was just poetry. It's like journal writing. Mm-hmm. And when I would go to open mic and I would hear people like yourself and other spoken word artists like Punish Powell and the people from Fiveology, I would be like, I don't have anything like that. So then I would probably go work out, because that's my way of getting my thoughts together. And then a thought would come to me, and then I said, okay, I think I have a spoken word piece. And then people don't understand, what is the difference? Right. Well, poetry is when you just write it out, anybody can recite it. Spoken word is when you bring that piece, that poetry to life, when mm-hmm. you add a song, a dance, something. It's just, it brings it to life. You transitioning it from just like being words on paper.
So you're actually performing.
You're performing.
Kind of breathing life into it.
Yes. And so I was like, okay, I got to come up with some spoken word pieces. And just being around open mics and other artists, spoken word artists, it's just like, wow, okay, now I know how to do spoken word pieces.
Mm-hmm. So you would say that you write, at least for spoken word performances, you typically write to perform versus performing things that you've already written, more so.
Yes. I have to figure out which is a spoken word piece.
Right.
Because some things are not spoken word material.
And a lot of people don't understand that.
They don't.
You write in a certain way when you're just writing for yourself. But then when you're performing, you kind of have to put on a different hat sometimes.
You do.
I've seen the difference between your writings and your performance pieces. So that's one of the reasons I wanted to ask where you thought the big difference lays.
Yes. Like you have, I participate on your Facebook segment called Wordsmith Wednesday on Blood, Sweat, Tears, and Ink. And sometimes you're like, hey, anybody got some poems? And I'll be like, I got a poem, but that's something I just threw together. But mm-hmm. then, like, I've been having a writer's block, and that new piece that I wrote about Black and Blue Bloods, that was my newest piece. Mm-hmm. I said, now that is a spoken word piece.
And I remember telling you that is a performance piece.
That's a performance piece.
Yes.
And it's just something, because it's the way you write, it's the way you catch people's attention, mm-hmm. and that's how you know, that's a performance piece.
Nice. Yeah. Now, do you have any particular methods or things that you do to get prepared for a show, whether it's an open mic or a feature or anything? Do you have a process you go through?
Just I do. As soon as I know.
Please.
I have to rehearse. People don't think, like people say, why do you do the same poems at open mic? Open mic is rehearsal. That's not, an event. It's not, a feature. That's your place to test out a new piece, an old piece on an audience. Say you may have a catalog. It's kind of like being a performer, a musician. You're going to have to rehearse. I don't care how many times you've been in the game for 30, 40 years, you're going to need to rehearse your songs because you're going to look like Boo Boo the Fool. You're trying to sing, I don't know, like if I went to a Tina Marie concert and she was not on her game, it's going to be like, what? No, you got to be on your game. And what I do is I rehearse day and night. I don't even listen to the radio in my car. I turn it off on my own radio. I'm going like, nah, that don't sound right. Let me do that again. I'm driving and stuff. It probably looks like I'm talking to myself.
That's okay.
Actually,
we're artists. That's what people assume we do. So.
Actually, at work today, I was walking around reciting my poem. I said, don't mind me, I'm just rehearsing. They like, rehearsing? Yeah, don't worry. And I keep going. I'm just walking around, just speaking. But that's part of what I do because I do take what I do seriously. This next poem I'm going to do is called I'm a Survivor. I'm a survivor of the transatlantic and trans-American slave trade. I'm a Protestant survivor of rape during slavery. No choice but to carry my babies into this horrible world. My baby's been ripped from my uterus and my arms. My husband, auctioned off for lynch for rebelling. I know that because of my skin complexion, I was working in the house saying, yes, master, and acting like his loyal subject. Yes, his loyal subject to all kinds of abuse. While taking care of his family, I'm learning how to read and write and listen to his conversations to one another. While I wash his clothes outside and pass by the other slaves, I sing, wade in the water, to communicate to the others that the water is the key to freedom. I'm a survivor of slaves learning how to read and write. At night, my work is never done. I teach others how to read and write, but I teach them how to hide it so we don't lose the battle for freedom. Southern trees bore strange fruit, and even though they're not grown in front of us, they're grown in someone's backyard. I'm a survivor of the civil rights movements and dogs attacking me because I want to vote. I'm a Protestant survivor of the Black Power movement, Black Panther Party, power to the people, and police brutality and FBI instigations and infiltrations. Our leaders down for a cause, and two rappers on two coasts use a cause of war within our community. They say the best way to hide something from us is by putting it in a book. After all the things I went through to teach us how to read and write during slavery, these two things, which are free, are becoming useless in our community. I'm proud to be from Oakland and Berkeley, two cities that represent change and revolution. I'm Black, not African American. I don't identify with the Africans because I don't know what tribe or region I'm from. Because of the one drop rule, I don't know who I was at first. I refuse to call myself an American because I don't want to call myself something where the country doesn't want me. They keep finding ways to keep me oppressed or extinct. We fought hard for the right to vote, and the moment that we earned it, people aren't registering or getting out there. Our right to vote and freedom may be taken away because we're complacent and we don't know if a war will break out just to put us back into slavery. And we have been experiencing institutional slavery and racism for the past 50 years, but it's about to be real because we have a Black president and he's not backing down. They're afraid he's going to change America for the better and they can't have it. It's becoming tougher and tougher for us to vote and express ourselves. There may be 99% of us, but that 1% controls everything. I'm a fighter and I refuse to give up. I learned from all the people that fought for us to be here today, dead or alive. We have the right to live freely. I'm a survivor of all these things because my ancestors built this country and we're being erased out of its history. Pick up a book and learn about the struggles that people went through just for us to be here today. I refuse to let all the movement and those that lay down their life die in vain.
Now, where do you see yourself going with this, or where would you like to take this?
Oh my goodness.
You could have it any way you wanted it moving forward. 5 years from now, where would you, the author, the performer, the professor, where would you like to be?
As a poet, spoken word artist, author, I want to be not just local. I want to take this LA, New York, Hey, I really want to renew my passport and go overseas to Europe and go to London because I know just like their artists blow up here, I could definitely blow up over there because it's a different sound. And I just want to be able to help people because really my pieces are about helping people get through hard times or even happy times, give you hope. So I just want to touch people's lives because I know for me, I didn't have any role models growing up. Marley Matlin, I'm sorry, is not my role model. I'm sorry. But I'm being honest, that's a rich white woman in Hollywood. That does not...
Relatability doesn't really...
No, and she got money. She can buy hearing aids if she wants to. I can't. I got to pay for my hearing aids. I'm on a payment plan for some hearing aids.
That's wrong. That is wrong.
Yeah.
But you're doing what it takes to get where you need to go.
Yes.
Yes.
So I just want to be out. I like to call myself a professor through my poetry. I like to teach through my poetry. I want to inspire people. There are a lot of people out there that I don't believe in excuses. I'm from East Oakland, disabled. I went to UC Berkeley, Stanford. I'm a professor, author. I don't want to hear any
defied
excuses.
All the expectations.
Yeah. I don't want to hear it. You're just too late to get up off your butt, go do something.
Now, I know you talked about some of the motivation and inspiration that you had while you were in school. How has it been being an artist after college has been over with your disability?
It's hard. It's work because you have to set the bar. You really have to, I'm a trailblazer, really. As far as I know from the Oakland and Berkeley Deaf Program, I'm the first to go to UC Berkeley and Stanford. That is a lot. And so I'm constantly pushing myself out there, and it's a beautiful thing, but it can also be a curse because now it's like, well, who are you? What are you trying to do? Don't you belong in that community? No, don't put me in a box. Do not put me in a box. I am me. I'm Joy Elan. I represent me. I'm a spoken word artist, but and just like all of us as poets and spoken word artists, we do travel in the same circle. But at the same time, we're not all alike. So, it's keep trying to defy the norm. It's work, but I enjoy it.
Heck of a job with it.
Thank you.
So I really appreciate you being here with us this evening. If you could just take a moment to tell the audience a little bit about your new book, how they can contact you, and where they can see you perform next.
Yes. So my latest book, Silence is Not Always Golden, A Poetic Revolution, was published just recently in June, and I'm excited to present this because this is my spoken word pieces. And inside the book, I have pictures of myself performing, as well as one final chapter on advice on how to pay off student loans, because a lot of people need to know it, black, white, whatever, I don't care. We need to pay off student loans. So my book, you can buy it directly from me at www.joyelan.webs.com. I will autograph it for you if you buy it directly from me. You can also purchase it at Amazon and Barnes & Noble. It's available on the Kindle. And you can see me perform at various open mics. I have that scheduled on my website. And get a book and get inspired. Thank you.
Thank you, and there you have it. This has been a wonderful time talking with Ms. Joy Elan, and we wish you the best of luck in your career.
Thank you.
Thank you.
For my final piece of the evening, To Royal Have. It's lonely as I climb to the top of my dreams. I pray that I meet my king along the way so we can reign the future together. Your head, shaved from your mane, is your domain. You're Samson. You cut your own hair and still had your strength, full of thoughts and creativity waiting to flow through your mouth when you speak. Your eyes are beautiful brown, a shade I can't describe. Your lips, full and powerful. They amaze people because of the things you say. bring people closer to you because of your smile, or make them run away because you speak the truth. Your face is a golden brown, so pure and beautiful, soft yet tough, a balance in the life you live. Your hands are strong to protect yourself and others, and to create and bring to life the thoughts you've created. Your chest and stomach made of steel and gentle to feel. Your legs are muscular and dashing. Altogether, you're a warrior, a king. Everything about you says leader and power. To know that one day I'll be joined with you bringing such a light out of me. Revelations of my destination, past, present, and future, attracted to you to rewrite history in the present time and live the life of ancient kings and queens from lifetimes ago. You're the combined person that I dreamed of, a person I thought didn't exist. You've been in my life all along. My grandparents represented you and I, a marriage that I've always honored. The signs were all there. I'm aware of them. I only have to bring them to life to show that I'm worthy. I know who I am, a mind quick to learn and speak the truth, body of a warrior goddess, eyes to reflex and deflex what I'm thinking and feeling, my hands ready to fight, although I don't. My mouth tongue twisted because my brain processes so fast I want to speak everything into existence. Yet I hold back in case the wrong thought comes out, but the truth is never held back. My chest, safe for my child to run to because she remembers the nourishment it provides. My womb, strong enough to carry a warrior and royalty, and hips and thighs to support it. My legs are muscular for running and going the distances that I'm destined to go. My hair is a main altar to show my royalty and attract attention. I'll be sharing the throne with you, two powerful yet peaceful people brought into existence to show the world that there are generous people who want to help others. They'll listen because we command attention and respect. They'll bow down to us because we've been living amongst them to show how people can come from nothing and get to the highest place only because they were destined to. I'm young and I'm old. I'm rich and I'm poor. I feel like I've been on this earth many times before. I used to be a queen, you know, on an island by the sea. Rainbow-colored people, happy as can be.